This fragrance right here, buy it. Link in the description. Jet Black Enigma, Blue Ridge, Terra Nova. Where was I? Oh yeah, hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Have you ever found yourself in a shopping mall or an outlet? If so, there's a chance a Perfumania or fragrance outlet was nearby you, and if it is or was, go in there. Because my fragrances, Jet Black Enigma, Blue Ridge, and Terra Nova, are in every one of those stores nationwide. Or alternatively, pick them up from Michael Malloy's website, linked in the description, and use the code GENTS for 20% off your order. Blue Ridge, an awesome blue fragrance, huge compliment puller. Terra Nova, a little bit classier, a little bit slightly more grown up than Blue Ridge. Still has that same versatility. And then Jet Black Enigma, a beast for fall and winter time. But that's not what we're talking about here today. No. Today I'm gonna be going over with you guys 10 amazing fragrance deals that I found while looking through dozens and dozens of pages of fragrances at FragranceNet. And I will have all of them linked in the description. So let's go ahead, let's jump into it. Now guys, when I talk about the prices in today's video, that is using the 40% off code for FragranceNet, which as of when I'm filming this video is this, okay? It will probably change at some point. I have no clue when. FragranceNet does update their codes from time to time, but as of right now, that's the 40% off code. That's the one you wanna use. So when you're shopping at FragranceNet and you get to the end, when you're gonna check out and there's the little code box, put that in. Don't do the little thing in the corner where it says click here for a code, because they're probably gonna give you a code that's like 30% off or something. And then you're gonna pay 10% more than you should. Don't do that. And today's video is not sponsored by FragranceNet. None of these fragrance videos where I go through and look for deals are sponsored by the websites. Be cool if they were, but they're not. I spend hours combing through the websites trying to find fragrance deals. So these videos actually take a pretty good long time to do. First fragrance I want to bring to your attention is Mugler's Amen Ultimate. Now I know it would be better if it was pure malt or pure Havana or pure Tonka or Ultra Zest or Cryptomint. I get it, but those fragrances are like, you just can't find them outside of eBay. But they do have Amen Ultimate in stock, which is absolutely worth checking out and picking up if you didn't pick it up when it first came out, because it's getting harder to find. I checked the other discounters, and the only place that I found it was FragranceNet. So 100 ml tester of this is going for $55.19 with that 40% off code, which is a solid price. And for me personally, I would just go with the tester for this one because it doesn't really change anything. You know, there's no cap or anything like that with the Amen presentations. You're gonna get the exact same bottle as if you got the full presentation, other than on the back, typically, of the Mugler Amen testers, it has like some of the notes on there, like the top, mid, base notes. And Amen Ultimate is a very wearable, very pleasant coffee fragrance, in case you're unaware of it. And I do think it's actually worth owning, especially if you collect the Mugler Amen line. So the next one is mainly a house of fragrances, but we'll talk about one particular. The house is Nobile 1942. So they have a lot of fragrances from this house right now on FragranceNet for very solid prices. For example, Patchouli Nobile Cologne, which I'm actually a big sucker of patchouli fragrances, and I'm talking fragrances where the patchouli is the star of the show, like right there at the front. You find patchouli in a ton of fragrances, a whole bunch of them, and patchouli can come across a lot of different ways, but fragrances where it's about the patchouli, I dig those. And this one is a good one. 2.5 ounce size bottle, 75 mils. You can get for $74.99 if you want the full presentation, and it is a good presentation with this one. Or you can get a tester for $68.99. So you can save, you know, $6 and get the tester. But for this one, I'd go for the full presentation. The last one, get the tester. This one, I think the full pres. And retail on these is $145, so you're saving a good amount of money, almost half off from FragranceNet. And frankly, even at retail, these are a pretty solid pickup. So at $75, it is a banging pickup. And again, it's not just that one fragrance, it's a lot of them from the house. So you can go through, you know, if there's another one that you want from the house and see if it's up there and check the price and everything. Another niche fragrance up next. This is from the house of BOIS 1920. The fragrance, Sushi Imperiale. That's quite a name. I remember the first time that I saw this fragrance, it was many years ago before I had the channel. And I remember thinking to myself, like, sushi? Why? Out of all the things that you could name your fragrance, sushi. Now, I love sushi. Don't get me wrong. When I went to Japan, I was eating a ton of sushi, but that is not one of the things that I would think of as what you would want your fragrance to smell like. But don't worry, it doesn't actually smell anything like sushi, so yeah. It's actually got cinnamon, citrus, nutmeg, vanilla, and sandalwood as some of the notes in the scent, so yeah. It was a little bit of a hype beast back many years ago, not anymore. You know, people don't talk about it so much, but still it's a very interesting niche fragrance, and you can pick it up for under 70 bucks. $68.39 for the 50 ml size bottle. If you want to get a 100 ml size bottle, it's a little bit more, I think right around 93. And this one retails for a 100 ml size bottle at Lucky Scent for $195. So if you get the 100 ml size bottle, it is over $100 off. And then the 50 ml size bottle is available in case you don't want to go for the larger size. And there are some other fragrances from this house at good prices as well, so you can check those out too. Then we have All Saints. A number of All Saints fragrances are on sale. They looked like they were all around $48, and these retail for $84. So another big savings. Concrete Rain is on there. That's one of the more popular All Saints fragrances, and that one is available. It's kind of like a Millesime Imperial type smell from Creed, only with more of an aquatic sort of floral undertone to it. So if you've been looking for some All Saints fragrances and you want to get them for a big discount, they have some of those on FragranceNet right now. And if memory serves, those fragrances are not readily available at other discounters right now. Let's follow that up with another designer fragrance. This one from Emporio Armani. It's Stronger With You Only. And this one you can get a 50 ml of for only $47.99. So less than $1 per milliliter. And they also have 100 mils available at $86.99. So if you wanted to get that size, they have it available there also. And this is cheaper than it is available at other discounters right now. So this one has grapefruit, vanilla, lavender, chestnut. It's a kind of warm weather take on Stronger With You. So to an extent, it's like this is the replacement for Stronger With You Freeze. So if you love the Stronger With You line and you want something with that DNA, that style, but to be worn in more neutral weather and warm weather situations instead of the more typical fall and wintertime scents that you're gonna find in the Stronger With You line, check this one out. Then we have another house, a bunch of fragrances from this house. Now it looked like most of these had like 10 or fewer bottles, because on FragranceNet, when they start to run low, it'll be like, hurry, only 10 remaining, only 5 remaining, whatever. And a lot of the fragrances from this house had that little notice on there. So it looks like they only got in maybe 5 to 10 per fragrance. But it is the house of FRAPIN. And one of the cheapest ones that I saw was the fragrance Checkmate. And that one you could get a 100 ml size bottle for right around $76 and some change. I think it was $76.19. And this one is gonna retail for about $180. So once again, over $100 in savings there. This is a house that has some fragrances that I think are very, very good. Other fragrances are not as good. I don't like Paradis Perdue. Never really jived with that one. L'Humaniste is actually one of my favorite fragrances from the house. That one has an awesome opening. The performance, not great, but the opening to that is so good. And that one is not part of this, sorry to say. I checked the price on that one because they do have some in stock. And when I looked, it was over $200. So I was just like, what? So Checkmate over here is like $70 and some change. And then this one's over 200. Okay. If by RK and the Orchid Man also had good prices. So I would just pull up FRAPIN and go through, you know, the ones that you're interested in and see if they have that better pricing. If they do, worth picking them up, but don't pay like what they have some of the other ones priced at over $200. After that, an enormously inexpensive niche fragrance. It is Eccentric 04. From Eccentric Molecules. This is the 3.5 ounce bottle, full presentation and everything, $44 and some change. This one retails for $150, and interestingly enough, when I looked this one up, the full presentation was actually cheaper than the tester by like, I don't remember, 25 or 50 cents or something. And this does happen on FragranceNet from time to time, admittedly not as much as it used to. Years ago, FragranceNet's pricing could be wonky, out of control, insane, goofy mode. Just like real crazy stuff. You would legitimately sometimes see Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette, a 6.8 ounce bottle for less than a 50 ml size bottle. Like their stuff would be just all over the place. But they've cleaned that up. Their website used to be more of a mess in the sense that shipping took a lot longer and they would cancel orders with regularity. Like you would buy something and then they would cancel it and be like, oh, sorry, out of stock. But yeah, this one under $45, an absolute steal. It's got juniper, it has grapefruit, it has sandalwood, kind of a woody aroma chemical fragrance like you would expect from Escentric molecules. Some people really love them and go crazy for them. Other people, you know, it's just not their thing, but that's a great price point regardless. I mean, that's cheaper than most all designer fragrances at this point. Then we got one from Merchant of Venice called Andalusian Soul for $51.59 for a 50 ml size bottle, which again, for a niche fragrance, full presentation, and Merchant of Venice fragrances have very good presentations. That's a steal, absolute steal. On the Merchant of Venice website, it says that this fragrance retails for $119 for the 50 ml size bottle. This one has vanilla, amber, labdanum, rum, and incense. Some of the notes in the fragrance. This one I actually have not smelled myself. I'm really intrigued by it. I think I want to go ahead and pick it up after I get done shooting the video, just because, I mean, it's not even 60 bucks. And I have a bunch from the fragrance house, and generally, they're very well done. I did read some people didn't like it a whole lot and other people were completely in love with it. Apparently consensus is that it has kind of a biscuity gourmand flair to it, like a caramel kind of biscuity gourmand. So I'll check it out. I'll see how it is. And I thought maybe some of you guys would be interested as well. Then we got one from KENZO, Low KENZO Hyper Wave, $38.99 for a 100 ml size bottle. This one I didn't see pop up at other discounters, so it wouldn't surprise me if this is just kind of one of those summertime flankers of an existing line that comes out for 1 year and then it's just kind of gone and hard to find after that. It's got mandarin orange, sea notes, and moss. Very pleasant, kind of simplistic summertime freshy. But in general, those Low KENZO fragrances smell very nice for summertime. A bunch of times, actually, I would say they're underrated. People will generally just write them off because they are pretty simple and easy to wear. But I'll tell you what, those fragrances, when it's hot outside in the middle of summer, they smell great. All right, the last one is once again a house of fragrances, not one particular fragrance. And it's the Ignacio Figueras fragrances. And I know that I just butchered that name and I'm so sorry. Apparently the greatest polo player of all time. At least that's what Google told me. I've seen these fragrances around ever since they launched because they have the bottle that kind of sticks out, has a little horseshoe up top, on top of the cap. And these are pricey. They are not cheap fragrances. They retail for $275. And at FragranceNet, they have, I think, 5 from the house there, and they're listed right around $108.50. I think it's technically $108.59, but right around there. So as you can see, a big mark off, $275 down to $108. Now, like I said, I've seen these fragrances over and over and over again, especially on Instagram, getting posted nonstop, but I haven't smelled them. So I can't sit here and tell you, you want this one, stay away from that one, stay away from that one, because I haven't smelled any of them. But when I saw them on there, I was like, well, I wonder what price FragranceNet has them at, because again, I've seen them over and over. And when I checked, I was like, oh, that's a big savings. So just letting you guys know, in case you've been interested in picking something up from this house, I would rather pay $108 than $275, but that's just me. So there we go, guys. 10 fragrances that I found on FragranceNet that I think are particularly interesting, either because they have big savings or because they're hard to find. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.